Namaste, my name is Sanat Kumar. Welcome back to the Manana podcast. Manana is a Sanskrit word that means reflection or contemplation. In this podcast, I'll be sharing my deep, insightful reflections for you to contemplate and hence live a life of fulfillment. I hope you find great value in today's episode. I wrote this blog on 12th December 2021. In this episode, we are talking about boredom and its significance and relationship with creativity. Boredom is a state in which you are completely disinterested in an activity you are doing, which in turn may make you be not interested in any other activities as well. So, boredom can cause a lot of trouble to you if you don't realize what it is. If you're not conscious of your boredom, you might feel very low. It can mess up your mental health just because you didn't realize you're simply bored. This happens especially to those people who crave to create, those who want to be in the clutches of creativity most of the times. When they are not in that, oh my god, what am I doing with my life? It feels that way. So boredom can hurt you. Believe me, I've been there. If you don't realize the simple fact that you're just bored, you'll hurt yourself badly. The mind starts wandering around in all places you don't want it to. As you know, that will hurt yourself. And once you've hurt, then you've created a problem trying to solve a problem that didn't exist. So boredom is a very necessary state. It's very essential. Boredom, though it may seem so, is not the opposite of creativity. Instead, it's a tool. If recognized and used properly, you can make yourself more creative. By the way, my boredom levels reached the high when I was in college, listening to subjects and topics completely irrelevant to what you can do right now to apply that knowledge. But that's not the boredom I'm talking about. That will remain the same for me forever till those classes remain irrelevant to the real world. I'm talking about the phase of boredom in the cycle of creativity. Like many aspects of life, creativity also moves in a sinusoidal signal, in crests and troughs. Or, in other words, there's ups and downs. There will be peaks of high level creativity and there will be peaks of despair due to boredom. I was a victim of great levels of despair and low feelings. I used to hit this low point very often until I realized it was part of the creative cycle. In other words, I was in a loop. And of course, there is factor of discipline also there. I was in a loop. I used to get low just a few days after I had finished a new creative project that I was working on. As soon as that project was over, I had nothing to do because until the next inspiration strikes. But again, that's where discipline comes in. You have to be more disciplined so that that won't happen. So it's because I didn't realize it was just boredom. And soon after I realized that it was somewhere in January of 2021 that I realized that. So the way I saw these cycles changed. Once you recognize the cycle of creativity you're in, it feels liberating. You'll start to enjoy and embrace boredom. You might have heard that creativity is like a muscle and it needs to be relaxed for it to grow and build stronger. If you hit the gym regularly or you do yoga, you may know this already. Relaxing your muscles is as important as much as working out. If you didn't know, that is very important. Similarly, boredom is important as much as the times you create amazing things out of your creativity. But of course, it's the balance that's important. Make sure you don't mistake procrastination for boredom. It's a very, very important distinction. That being said, I'll give you a few tips for transitioning from the phase of boredom that may help you transition to the creative phase quicker and better. Number 1, acknowledge your boredom. As already said, the first key step towards squeezing out of getting out of boredom is to recognize it for what it is. Second thing is let yourself do every random thing that your mind wants to do at this phase. Of course, it should not be something harmful to your mental or physical health in either way, short or long term. Just relax. Let go of any anxiety, stress, frustration, or anything that's bothering you at all. Have an artist date. This is like the continuation of the second point. Want to walk miles with a destination in mind all by yourself, or order a little treat from your favorite restaurant? want to build a sand castle like when you were a kid without bothering who'll think of what, or you might want to doodle those silly lines and faces you would draw when you were a kid. Simply said, do anything what the artist in you wants, the child in you wants to do. And that's the source of your creativity. Find inspiration. That is the fourth point. Find inspiration. This should be after you've left your child self to play enough. Sometimes inspiration comes naturally after you've played enough. But if it doesn't, you can deliberately seek inspiration. Go to art galleries, museums, parks, forests, village house, whatever it is. That that's left to you. It's your subjective preference. If that lets you observe what other creators have created, and nature, and of course, nature is the greatest of all creators, right? We know that. So nature is definitely a huge inspiration. And the last point is create. After you've been through all these 4 points I just mentioned, acknowledging boredom, doing random things, having an artist date, and after you've taken inspiration, you'd be glad you had a great time and it was very fun. This boredom phase, it's time to get back into the cycle you love even more. Get That is to get back creating. And moreover, I think you will also realize that only when you're feeling good can you create something good, right? If you are feeling absolutely not well, you cannot create something very, very good, right? Creativity, I think, at least ideally, it should be out of gratitude, it should be out of how good you feel about yourself. I hope you received excellent value in today's episode. To know more, head over to sanatkumarnebi.com, and if you haven't already, check out my book The Flower of Fulfillment. Thank you for listening, and I wish you have a great day.